What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. To know each other we must reach beyond the sphere of our sense perceptions. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation, and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. I am even grateful to Einstein and others because through their erroneous theories they lead mankind away from that dangerous path I followed. The day will soon come when I will show the world that the transmission of power and speech without the aid of any wires is possible. Einstein's relativity work is a magnificent mathematical garb which fascinates, dazzles and makes people blind to the underlying errors. The theory is like a beggar clothed in purple whom ignorant people take for a king. Its exponents are brilliant men, but they are metaphysicists rather than scientists. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and mercy. To know each other we must reach beyond the sphere of our sense perceptions. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6 and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. The present is theirs, the future, for which I really worked, is mine.
The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs, the future, for which I have really worked, is mine.
Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation, and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality.
The gift of mental power comes from God, divine being, and if we concentrate our minds on that truth, we become in tune with this great power. My mother had taught me to seek all truth in the Bible. Though free to think and act, we are held together, like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born.
Of all the frictional resistances, the one that most retards human movement is ignorance. Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get a new idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination, and make improvements and operate the device in my mind. When I have gone so far as to embody everything in my invention, every possible improvement I can think of, and when I see no fault anywhere, I put into concrete form the final product of my brain.
Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibration.
Of all the frictional resistances, the one that most retards human movement is ignorance.
Fights between individuals, as well as governments and nations, invariably result from misunderstandings in the broadest interpretation of this term. Alpha waves in the human brain are between 6 and 8 Hz. The wave frequency of the human cavity resonates between 6 and 8 Hz. All biological systems operate in the same frequency range. The human brain's alpha waves function in this range and the electrical resonance of the Earth is between 6 and 8 Hz. Thus, our entire biological system, the brain and the Earth itself, work on the same frequencies. If we can control that resonate system electronically, we can directly control the entire mental system of humankind.
No free energy device will ever be allowed to reach the market.